Good morning. Every single day when you wake up, your brain is either working for you or against you. The way you start your morning decides whether your mind becomes your greatest ally or your biggest obstacle. Success isn't built in boardrooms or during late night hustle. It's built in the quiet moments of the morning when the world is silent and you have the power to choose who you want to be today. So, let's talk about 6 simple morning rules that don't just change your routine. They rewire your brain for success. Rule: don't touch your phone for the first hour. The first thing most people do when they wake up is check their phone. But here's the truth. When you start your day reacting to other people's messages, you lose control of your mind. Give your brain silence before the storm. Let your first thoughts belong to you, not to the world. Protect that first hour. It sets the tone for the entire day. Rule 28, make your bed. Even if no one will see it, it sounds small, but this one act builds discipline. You're telling your brain, I finish what I start. Success doesn't come from big moments. It comes from hundreds of small ones that no one applauds. When you make your bed, you teach your brain order, responsibility, and pride. It's not about the bed, it's about who you're becoming. Rule 3, move your body to wake your mind. Exercise isn't just about fitness, it's about focus. Moving your body triggers clarity, sharpens your decisions, and gives your mind energy. Even a 10-minute walk can flip the switch between feeling tired and feeling unstoppable. Remember, a healthy body gives birth to a confident mind. Rule 4A, feed your mind before the world feeds you. Most people start their day by feeding their stomachs, but few feed their minds. Read a page, listen to something uplifting, reflect on a quote, something that expands your thinking. What you feed your brain in the morning determines what it will produce during the day. Choose wisely. Rule 5E, set one powerful intention. Instead of chasing a list of 10 goals, focus on one meaningful intention. Who do I want to be today? It might be patience. It might be courage. It might be focus. Your brain needs direction, not chaos. When you set one intention, your subconscious aligns your actions to meet it. That's how purpose-driven days begin. Rule 60. Practice gratitude before you move forward. Gratitude isn't just about being thankful. It's about training your brain to see possibility over problems. Start each day by naming 3 things you're thankful for. You'll be amazed how quickly your energy shifts. Gratitude doesn't change your circumstances. It changes your state of mind. And from that state, success becomes natural. Avoiding your phone for the first hour after waking up might sound simple, but it's one of the most powerful decisions you can make for your mental clarity and emotional strength. When you open your eyes in the morning, your brain is in a highly suggestible state, calm, creative, and receptive. It's like soft clay ready to be shaped for the day ahead. But the moment you reach for your phone and scroll through notifications, messages, or social media, you hand over the molding tools to the world. You let others dictate your thoughts before you've even had a chance to think for yourself. Think about it. Every notification pulls your attention in a different direction. A work email triggers stress, a news headline sparks anxiety, a friend's post makes you compare your life. You haven't even gotten out of bed, and your brain is already flooded with noise, expectations, and emotions that don't belong to you. This chaos doesn't just distract you, it rewires your brain to live in a reactive state. Instead of leading your day with focus and purpose, you start reacting to everything that happens around you. Over time, this pattern becomes your default, constantly scrolling, constantly comparing, constantly distracted. When you choose to avoid your phone for the first hour, you reclaim control over your mental space. You give yourself a quiet moment to breathe, reflect, and connect with your own thoughts. This silence is not laziness, it's strategy. It's how you strengthen your focus, creativity, and emotional resilience. In that peaceful hour, you can think about what matters most, plan your day with intention, or simply sit in gratitude. You're training your brain to respond rather than react, to lead rather than follow. Science supports this practice too. The constant stream of digital information triggers dopamine spikes, which condition your brain to seek quick rewards and instant stimulation. That's why scrolling feels good, but it also makes it harder to focus, think deeply, or stay patient. When you delay checking your phone, you break that cycle. You allow your dopamine levels to stabilize, giving your brain the space to build sustained focus and calm energy. Over time, this small act of restraint translates into sharper thinking, better emotional control, and stronger mental discipline. This one, our rule, isn't about rejecting technology, it's about mastering it. Your phone is a tool, it should serve you, not control you. By delaying that first scroll, you send your brain a message. I'm in charge of what enters my mind today. You set the tone for your entire day, calm, intentional, and grounded. So tomorrow morning, when the urge hits to check your phone, pause, take a deep breath, let your first thoughts belong to you. The world can wait. Your peace of mind cannot. Making your bed may seem like a small, even trivial task, but it carries a quiet power that extends far beyond a tidy room. When you take those few minutes every morning to smooth the sheets and set things in order, you're not just arranging pillows. You're sending a signal to your brain that the day has begun with intention and order. You are taking control of the first moment of your day, and that simple act sets the tone for everything that follows. It's a declaration that says, I care enough to finish what I start. That mindset, repeated daily, becomes the foundation of discipline. Success doesn't come from one grand action. It's built from thousands of small, consistent behaviors that most people overlook. Making your bed is one of them. It's a seemingly insignificant task that holds enormous psychological value. The human brain loves completion. It craves the satisfaction of closing loops. When you make your bed first thing in the morning, you complete your first task of the day, giving your mind a small win. That tiny sense of accomplishment creates momentum, and momentum builds confidence. It tells your subconscious that you are capable, organized, and in control. That energy quietly influences how you approach everything else: your work, your relationships, and your goals. On the other hand, when you leave your bed undone, you unconsciously allow a small amount of disorder to linger in your environment. It's a subtle but powerful signal that says, I'll deal with it later. The problem is, later becomes a habit. Neglect one small task, and your brain begins to tolerate other forms of unfinished business. Clutter in your surroundings soon reflects clutter in your mind. Making your bed breaks that pattern. It's a physical act of discipline that rewires your brain to value order and responsibility. This habit also teaches respect for your space. A made bed transforms the atmosphere of your room. It feels peaceful, intentional, and ready for the day. When you return home after facing the chaos of life, that neatly made bed welcomes you back with calm and comfort. It's a small reminder that no matter how unpredictable the world is, you can still create order in your own corner of it. Discipline is rarely built in big moments. It's built in these quiet rituals that no one applauds. Every morning, you have two choices: leave your bed messy and start your day reacting to disorder, or take 2 minutes to act with purpose and begin your day in control. Over time, that small action shapes how you see yourself. You stop waiting for motivation and start relying on discipline. You realize that excellence is not about perfection. It's about the commitment to small, consistent acts that build character. Making your bed isn't just about tidiness. It's a lesson in self-respect, a reminder that greatness often begins with the smallest acts done with intention. Moving your body in the morning is one of the most effective ways to awaken your mind, ignite your energy, and set the rhythm for a productive day. The moment you rise and start moving, stretching, walking, exercising, or even breathing deeply, you send a powerful message to your brain: the day has begun, and you are ready to lead it. Physical movement doesn't just wake up your muscles, it wakes up your entire system. It increases blood flow, releases endorphins, and sharpens your focus, preparing you mentally and emotionally for whatever lies ahead. When your body moves, your mind follows, and that connection can transform how you experience your entire day. Most people underestimate the power of movement, thinking of exercise only in terms of physical fitness. But movement is not just about shaping your body, it's about shaping your state of mind. When you move, you shift your chemistry. The stress hormones that cloud your judgment begin to fade, replaced by a rush of clarity and calm. Your thoughts become sharper, your creativity more fluid, and your mood more optimistic. You feel lighter not because the world has changed, but because your inner world has aligned with purpose and energy. The morning hours are sacred. They are when your mind is most open and your environment is quiet. Choosing to move your body in this window is like pressing a reset button for your brain. You activate systems that influence how you think, how you feel, and how you make decisions. Even a short session of movement, a quick jog, a few stretches, or a mindful walk can create a chain reaction of productivity. You're not just burning calories, you're building momentum. That energy you create doesn't fade when you stop moving, it stays with you, fueling your focus and confidence throughout the day. It's also about consistency. Movement in the morning teaches your brain the value of commitment. It's not about intensity, it's about showing up. When you move daily, even for a few minutes, you develop discipline. You learn to push through resistance, the part of your mind that whispers, stay in bed, or do it later. Each time you overcome that voice, you strengthen your mental toughness. You begin to associate movement with empowerment, and soon it becomes less of a task and more of a habit that fuels your growth. There's something deeply grounding about starting your day with movement. It connects you to your body and your breath, pulling you into the present moment. It's a reminder that success begins with how you treat yourself, not just what you achieve. When you move your body, you move your life forward. You unlock a version of yourself that's more alert, confident, and ready to handle challenges with grace. So don't wait for motivation, create it. Every step, every stretch, every breath counts. Movement is not just an act, it's an awakening. Feeding your mind each morning is one of the most valuable investments you can make in yourself. Just as your body needs food for energy, your mind needs nourishment for growth. What you consume mentally in the early hours of the day shapes how you think, how you feel, and how you respond to the world around you. Most people start their mornings by feeding on noise, scrolling through social media, reacting to news, or absorbing negativity without even realizing it. But when you choose to start your day by reading something meaningful, listening to something inspiring, or reflecting deeply, you give your brain quality fuel. That fuel determines the direction of your thoughts, and your thoughts ultimately define your actions. The mind is like soil. It grows what you plant. When you fill it with wisdom, hope, and purpose, it produces clarity, creativity, and confidence. But when you fill it with comparison, fear, or distraction, it produces anxiety and self-doubt. That's why the morning is the most crucial time to protect and direct your mental input. In those quiet early moments, your subconscious mind is wide open, ready to absorb. Reading even a few pages of a powerful book, listening to an uplifting podcast, or reflecting on a meaningful quote can set your mental compass for the day. It's not about how long you spend, it's about what you choose to absorb. When you consistently feed your mind with valuable ideas, you train it to think deeper and sharper. You begin to recognize patterns, connect ideas, and find solutions faster. You learn to respond to challenges with insight rather than impulse. Over time, this daily habit compounds into wisdom and emotional strength. You start noticing that while others react to the world, you navigate it with clarity and confidence. You're not just surviving the day, you're leading it with thought and intention. Reflection is an equally powerful way to feed the mind. Taking a few quiet minutes to think about what you learned yesterday or what kind of person you want to be today strengthens self-awareness. It helps you align your actions with your values. When you reflect, you slow down your thinking, allowing deeper understanding to surface. You learn from your experiences instead of rushing through them. That level of awareness is what separates a life lived on autopilot from one lived with purpose. Feeding your mind is not a luxury, it's a responsibility. The quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your life. If you want to create a future filled with growth and success, you must first create a mind capable of seeing it. Every morning before the world's noise takes over, give yourself that gift of wisdom, inspiration, and reflection. Because when you feed your mind the right thoughts, you don't just change your day, you change the entire direction of your life. Setting one daily intention each morning is like giving your mind a compass before you begin your journey. Without direction, even the most talented person can wander aimlessly through the day, reacting to distractions and losing focus. But when you start your day by defining one clear intention, one purpose that matters, you give your mind clarity and meaning. It becomes a guiding force that shapes your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Instead of waking up and drifting through your routine, you move with awareness, knowing exactly what kind of person you want to be and how you want to show up in the world. An intention is different from a goal. A goal is about achieving something. An intention is about our being something. It could be as simple as deciding, today I will be patient, or today I will focus fully on what I do. That one conscious thought changes everything. It influences how you respond to challenges, how you treat others, and how you talk to yourself. It creates a thread of consistency between your values and your behavior. When your mind has a direction, it filters distractions more easily. You stop wasting energy on things that don't align with your purpose. You move through the day with quiet confidence because you know what truly matters. Most people start their mornings overwhelmed by endless tasks and decisions. They carry the weight of yesterday's worries and tomorrow's uncertainties, forgetting that the only thing they can control is who they choose to be today. Setting a daily intention simplifies that chaos. It brings your focus back to the present moment. Instead of trying to do everything, you commit to doing what matters most and doing it well. This small ritual transforms your mindset from reaction to creation. You no longer let the world decide your energy, you decide it for yourself. When you live with daily intention, you also build emotional resilience. Life will always bring interruptions and frustrations, but your intention acts as an anchor. When you start to drift off course, it reminds you of what you stand for. For example, if your intention is to stay calm, then every stressful situation becomes a chance to practice calmness. If your intention is kindness, then every interaction becomes an opportunity to express it. The more you repeat this practice, the stronger your mental focus becomes. Setting one daily intention doesn't take time, it takes awareness. A single sentence written in a journal or spoken silently to yourself can completely shift your energy. It's not about perfection, it's about alignment. Each day is a fresh start, and your intention is the steering wheel. When your mind knows where to go, your actions follow naturally. And over time, these small, focused days compound into a life that feels purposeful, grounded, and fulfilled. Practicing gratitude each morning is one of the simplest yet most transformative habits you can build. Gratitude changes the way your brain interprets the world. Instead of focusing on what's missing, it helps you recognize what's already present and valuable in your life. When you start your day by acknowledging the good, your health, your family, your opportunities, even the air you breathe, you train your mind to look for light instead of darkness. Gratitude doesn't deny the challenges you face. It gives you strength to face them with a calmer, more hopeful heart. It shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance, from frustration to appreciation, and from fear to faith. The human brain has a natural tendency to focus on problems. It's a survival mechanism. Our ancestors needed to be alert to danger. But in today's world, that same instinct makes us dwell on stress, comparison, and negativity. Gratitude rewires this process. When you consciously take a few minutes each morning to list what you're thankful for, your brain releases dopamine and serotonin, the chemicals that make you feel happier and more peaceful. Over time, this practice literally reshapes your neural pathways, making positivity your default state rather than something you have to fight for. Gratitude also changes your perspective on success. It teaches you that happiness is not something waiting at the finish line. It's something you can feel while running the race. When you appreciate what you already have, your goals stop coming from a place of lack. You don't chase success to fill emptiness. You pursue it from fullness. That mindset brings more creativity, confidence, and consistency into your life. You no longer feel like you're constantly behind. Instead, you recognize that every step you take, no matter how small, is progress worth celebrating. Even during difficult times, gratitude offers emotional strength. It doesn't erase pain, but it reminds you that even in darkness, there's still light. Gratitude and struggle can coexist, and often, it's the combination of both that builds resilience. When you look for something to be thankful for, even in hard moments, you take back control of your emotions. You refuse to let circumstances define your attitude. You become stronger, more centered, and more compassionate toward yourself and others. The beauty of gratitude lies in its simplicity. It takes less than 5 minutes each morning to write down 3 things you're thankful for. But that small act can transform your entire day. It quiets anxiety, softens frustration, and opens your heart to possibility. The more you practice it, the more you start noticing blessings you used to overlook. A smile from a stranger, a warm cup of tea, the sound of rain. Gratitude doesn't change what you have, it changes how you see it. And when you change the way you see things, everything in your life begins to expand with new meaning, peace, and joy. So as you step into each new morning, remember, success doesn't begin with big achievements or loud victories. It begins in the quiet moments, in the small choices that shape your mindset before the world wakes up. When you choose to protect your mental space, build small disciplines, move your body, feed your mind, set your intentions, and practice gratitude, you're not just creating a morning routine, you're creating a new version of yourself. Each sunrise gives you a chance to rewrite your story, to start fresh with clarity and purpose. The world belongs to those who lead their mornings with direction, not distraction. So tomorrow, don't just wake up, far rise with intention. Because the way you start your day determines how you live your life. And when you master your mornings, you don't just prepare for success. You become the kind of person who attracts it naturally.